Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man! At your services. How are you all? They're doing very well. Yes, why, it is. Me old mate Mikey on the t-shirt there. Because, as it can't have escaped your attention, it is Halloween. Well, it's the build-up to Halloween. For all of us ghouls out there, all of October is Halloween. And for many of us, all year round is Halloween. Now, I apologise for being a bit lax of late with the output. It's real life, real goddamn life always seems to conspire to trip you up. Yesterday, I had all worked out. I was going to do I am going to do a big Hammer horror review with an appropriate mask as well, which you haven't seen yet. And that was all geared to go yesterday. But a full day of work, a dog walk, a this, a that, a phone call, those things that happen to us grown-ups. What? Tripped me up. And then, of course, a little case of the Liverpool match in the evening as well. Against Ajax. We won, of course. But only because they scored an own goal. Oh no. The Champions League. But, so, it didn't happen last night as I had promised many people it was going to do. So anyway, this is now just an apology for the delay in this, and a promise to pretty much shift up a gear now and get the horror vogue really, really going. We're playing some Hammer scores behind us because it's appropriate, and I did find this. I forgot I even had this. This is a limited run of Royal Mail postage stamps, right? A little limited edition collection of postage stamps from, I think, 2006, I think it says on the back there. In this light, I can't really tell with that little tiny writing there. But what they are, it's a celebration of British, movie making, classic cult British movie making, and of course it's Carry On Films and Hammer. Now I don't know how well you're going to see this, but let's have a little look here. What's that one? Carry On, Sergeant. Dracula, of course. Carry On, Cleo. Yeah. Case of Frankenstein, down here. And these are wonderful recreations of the little posters. Carry On Screaming. Now, folks, I've got to say, I've been asked to do a full review of that. One of the best horror comedies that exists. Forget your House and your American Werewolf and Young Frankenstein. This predates them all. Okay, you've got Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, but yeah, and that's great. But that Carry On Screaming is one of the absolute greatest. It's actually genuinely eerie as well. When Oddbod and Oddbod Jr. go on the rampage, big hairy fucking behemoths. It's scary. And what have we got down here? The Mummy. Yes, I've discussed that. I have discussed all these films quite in length, but the Hammer ones anyway. But I will be doing Carry On Screaming. Now the wonderful little collection, nicely put together. On the back, you have a lot of quotes from like Carry On movies and the Hammer movies. The blurb taglines for various releases, and yet none of them are actually for the films on there. Well, maybe one of them might be. Let's have a read of them. This is, oh God, see, this is for the old Dark House from 1966. It's all in good fun, of course, mostly the murderous kind. The Mummy's Shroud, which I have reviewed. Beware the beat of cloth-wrapped feet. I mean, whoever penned that must have thought, I'm onto a winner there. That's gonna be a big pop ditty, in the 60s. Didn't quite catch on, did it? For the Phantom of the Opera, Hammer's 1962 version. Out of the hellfire of horror unimaginable rises the figure of terror incarnate. Oversell, methinks, for that version. It's a very pretty, handsome production, but it does kind of forget about the whole horror aspect to it in favour of just melodrama and, big musical numbers. Not the best rendition. For the vampire lovers, Ingrid Pitt, yes, Maddie Smith. Beautiful temptress or bloodthirsty monster, She's the new horror from Hammer. And of course, Taste the Blood of Dracula from 1970. Drink a pint of blood a day. Keeps the COVID virus away. You don't see any vampires succumbing to that now, do you? Succumbing to it. And for the carry-on side of things, this is from Carry On Cabby. Hampton Court. No, I always stand like this. Duh. It's like when the penny drop, you go, infamy, infamy. They've all got an infamy. What's that from? I'm not even going to say because you should know it. I should tell you that. Hang on. I should tell you that speaking royally, my mint has a hole in it. The Royal Mint, polos, Carry On Henry. Not the greatest, that is it? Fire at will. Poor old Will. Why did he always fire at will? Ness, I dreamt about you last night. Did you? No, you wouldn't let me. From Carry On Doctor. So, folks, let's have another look at them again. Hope you're not getting all sorts of reflections on this. But they are beautiful recreations, full colour, very vivid recreations of the original posters. And they are terrific. Oh, on the inside, which I had forgotten about, you've got a little fold out. And this would be the original sort of advertising blurb for the said movies. Carry On Sergeant, the biggest shower that ever rained in the British Army. Certificate X, adults only, starring Peter Cushing with Christopher Lee as Dracula, the terrifying lover who died, yet lived. That inscrutable smile means Carry On Cleo, the funniest film since 54 BC. For the Case of Frankenstein. And these are all images from the movies, of course. All new and never dared before, from the makers of the Quatermass Experiment. The Quatermass Experiment. I need to cover the Quatermass movies at some point because they are groundbreaking achievements. Of course, Carry On screaming, fangs ain't what they used to be. The Mummy, starring Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Yvonne Furneaux. It walks through steel like a ghost. And there's Peter Cushing. There's John Banning impaling the Mummy. And on the back of it again, you have a wonderful write-up synopsis and mini critique of all these movies from the Carry On side and from the Hammer side. Oh look, there's a little clue as to what's coming later on, folks. So, a Royal Mail production, it says, and I love the way that they have, you know, the curtains in like a theatre, and all the audience are sitting there, and like these are unveiled. So, folks, trust me, I will not let real life intrude from this point onwards. He says that in the full knowledge that he's now about to do a full day's work. And then afterwards, oh, I'll do a video now. Oh, I'll be like that. Oh, heads battered and done in, you know, from saving the world, from ne'er-do-wells and, you know, miscreants. Anyway, please, folks, in the meantime, and this beautifully autumnal in-between time, please take it easy, be happy and be healthy. And please, if you can, I gave you a clue there as to what I'm going to be reviewing later on. If you find yourself available to watch a particular mid-60s Hammer B picture, a support feature, which is actually better than the film it was supporting by far, then, you know, I gave you a clue, I showed you the creature itself, or herself. Watch it so that we're all singing from the same reptilian hymn sheet later on. So, in the meantime, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And me, and old Mikey boy, are going to see you all. Laters! What's that banging on my shoulder?